Hello and welcome to India Post Live, India's first online news conversation portal. Today we're again talking about football with the boys in the studio, Chinoy, and joining us on Google Hangout we've got Gibran and Deepto. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the La Liga that's just ended, also an extremely exciting season. But before we get to that, a shout out to all the Arsenal fans out there who are reclaiming their trophy rights after 9 years of struggle. Well done to you boys. So now on to the league. After what was it, something like 8-9 years or something, that Atletico are a team to get ahead of Barcelona and Real Madrid for the first time in God knows how long. We've got so used to seeing two teams just battling it out. For you as a neutral, what was it like to see the underdogs come through?
Yeah, it was a pleasure to watch Atletico Madrid play, and they gave a disciplined performance. I believe that was a complete disciplined performance. So, you see them playing, they're defensively strong, they have got the discipline in the midfield, their forwards, their strikers are spot on, their finishing is exquisite. So, it was a complete disciplined performance. And you know what the best part about this team was? It was their consistency. So they were consistent throughout the season. They were carrying it along.
Yeah, they never gave up hope because the season went up and down. It could have been anyone's season all the way through. There were points where Real was on top, people were behind. It was down to goal difference at one point. Barcelona only needed to win that game and they would have gone through level on points but more on goal difference. Yeah. But then Diego got in, headed home and drew the match 1-1, and there you go, new champions. It's been 18 years since they last won that trophy, and it's their 10th, which is good for them.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, Simeone, last time when Atletico won, Simeone was a player. Yeah. And now, absolutely, he's a manager and he got them their trophy again. Absolutely. And to mark my words, Simeone was a very disciplined player. You can read about his, his coaches. Everybody used to tell him that he was always time on practice. Everything, he was totally disciplined. So that discipline he brought in his team. Yeah, it was the same team that you saw last season.
Absolutely.
So they were hardworking people now.
Yeah. And despite losing Falcao, they still had a fantastic run in. Yeah. They did it. Guys, joining us on Google Hangout. Simeone's tactics, solid as you like, but I'm going to come to you, Gibran, the Real fan. Yeah. Little upset? Hello, Gibran, have we got anybody? Deepto, can you hear me? Deepto cannot hear me.
No worries.
Prakash, can you hear me? Interesting. So I guess it's just you and me.
Yeah, sure.
Right then. On to Real Madrid. They didn't really pull through. They lost in shock results here and there where they should have won to like Elche and stuff where they drew. Despite having this deadly combination, that BBC, Bale, Benzema and Ronaldo, sorry. Wow, how come? What happened?
I mean, honestly, as far as I know and I have observed, Madrid, I feel they were not disciplined. Their defenders, you see Ramos, he scored a fair share of goals for Madrid this season. And, he was always pushing forward. And keeping in mind, he's the centre-back. He's no more the right-back that he's pushing forward. So he's the centre-back. His responsibility is to fall back as well.
That got them to the Champions League, though,
that did. But, in a league, you don't have to play, one match does not count. Each and every match counts.
That's absolutely true.
They were not disciplined at their back, I personally feel. Talking about the goals they scored a fair share of goals in this La Liga.
Everyone saw Gareth Bale's crazy run in that Clásico. Yeah. And what a Clásico that was. And then the other one was also a nail-biter, Barca coming back to do crazy things. However, they still let in 3 goals and have let in a lot, in fact, this season. They've conceded more from set pieces than any other team. Their defense has seriously got some issues with Carlos Puyol and all these guys on their way out. What does the future look like for them?
See, personally, the ban that was on Barca, because of their youth, so there was a ban on them that they cannot transfer any more players. So that ban has fortunately been taken off. So, Barca would surely go ahead and try at getting more defenders. I do not mean defenders like Javier Mascherano. I do not say that, he's not a good defender, but I'm talking about tall, strong defenders who can hold the lights of Benzema, Ronaldo, and players like Diego Costa in the next season as well. Absolutely. So, we need Barcelona, they need good defenders. They have their strike force, they have their midfield intact, but they need good defenders to defend. you also know that football is not always about scoring.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
about
absolutely.
defending as well.
That's the defenders say that they never get to celebrate because they don't score goals, but a clean sheet is like a goal for them, so
Exactly.
that's what they're fighting for.
Exactly.
I want to go on to the signings now. Have we got the boys back on Google Hangout? Gibran, are you there?
I can hear you.
Yo, great. Siddharth, have we got you too?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. So I'm just going to throw, because it's the age-old question when it comes to La Liga in the last couple of seasons, the old Messi versus Ronaldo debate. Obviously, Gibran, he shotguns Ronaldo, and Siddharth, I presume, is going to go for Mr. Lionel Messi. This season, 28 goals for Messi, 31 for Ronaldo, and they were both injured at some point. Who do you really think had a better season? Whoever answers first. Go on, who's it going to be? Siddharth, go ahead. You're on the screen.
Well, to be honest, I don't want to be biased, but I would say that Messi was injured most of the time from last season. Last year, from December, he got injured and he was like for a couple of months, and then he came back and he started scoring again. But definitely, I would go for Ronaldo because he had a better season and he scored more goals. This season was Ronaldo's, so yeah.
Even though Messi bagged a fair few hat tricks.
It's all about at the end of the day winning, you know. And Ronaldo won. He got a trophy as well, and he's been playing well. But Messi didn't have a bad season. He scored 40 goals in all.
That's also true.
Just imagine what people expect out of him. That still they're saying that he had a bad season after scoring 40 goals.
Absolutely.
So it's all about expectations, and that's psychology.
Speaking of expectations, indeed, Gibran, I want to get you in over here.
Yeah.
All right, yes, Gibran. Right, expectations, as Siddharth was saying, were high, especially high for Real Madrid when they got in record signing Gareth Bale at the beginning of the season. Then, of course, Neymar on the other hand. If you're going to do a comparison with the new generation, let's say, of the superstars in both clubs, who do you think had a better season between Bale and Neymar?
I think it's Bale because first of all there were a lot of doubts if Bale will be able to live up to his price tag. But Bale actually proved himself. He won Real Madrid a trophy by scoring that extremely phenomenal goal. And I think for his first season he's scored I think 15 or 16 goals in the league, which is pretty good by standards. Okay, we can't say he's at Ronaldo's level. But I think he's done pretty well for his first year compared to Neymar,
Absolutely. And Diego Costa, man of the moment, obviously. Yeah. Funnily enough, he was the only player, no Barcelona player and no Real Madrid player, make it to the Player of the Month awards throughout month on month from the league. Diego Costa was the only person to make that, and that too was in October, so right in the beginning. Yeah. So despite this, the La Liga was really interesting. There were players and managers who were standing out. There was no managers or players really standing out. It was just once for Costa and I think once for Simeone as well. Going to the last 2 game weeks. That was the real slip up. That was the real changer. For
anybody could have pounced on this opportunity.
Anybody could have done it. When they went down, did you think at any point that Atletico are not going to be able to hang on to this?
See, I'll tell you honestly.
Very exciting.
The thing, they were losing 1-0 to Malaga the prior week. So Barcelona knew it. Barcelona was just trying to give their best shot, and keeping in mind they were playing with Elche. Okay, that is in the bottom half of the table, and they were fighting for survival. So that team needed a point to survive, and Barcelona could have, Elche gave a very disciplined performance in their back. They were just looking for a point against Barcelona, and they got that. But Barcelona, I feel that they should have bounced at that opportunity, so that even if they would have drew the last match, they could have won on the goal difference as well.
That's a fair point indeed. Deepto, I want to bring you in now. Everyone always talks about how. Can you hear me? Hear me there, buddy? You got really big headphones on. Can you hear me? Yeah? Can't seem to hear you. Yeah, I think you. Yeah, there we go. So as everyone always talks about how the Premier League is so such a tough league, and how any team can take any team on any given day. Now it seems to be that way with La Liga as well. Do you believe that's so, or do you think they've got still a way to go when it comes to comparing to the Premier League?
No, I think it's the way La Liga Can you hear me, Aditya?
Yeah, I can. I can. Go ahead.
Can you hear? Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, this is the way La Liga is gonna. It has been this way for the past 2 seasons. We've seen La Liga teams going to the UEFA Cup finals, the Europa Cup finals, and winning it in 2011. Diego Simeone's Atletico won against Bilbao. So this has been a trend in the past 2-3 years. Started, and I think. Especially the front runners, apart from Barcelona and Real Madrid, would be Athletic Bilbao and Atletico Madrid. Keeping in mind Valencia also would be doing pretty good. So yes, the trend that is in the Premier League, that any team can beat any other team in the Premier League, and the same goes for the La Liga right now.
You mentioned Valencia just now. I haven't looked at it to myself. They're in a little bit of a financial struggle. Do you think that's going to affect them next season? Because they didn't even they didn't even get a European position this time.
Yes, this time I know, and I'm sure that it's going to be a big problem because the clubs are for sale. The owners don't have a clue of what to do next. They have certain quality of players, but I don't think they can carry on with these players next season as well. Because we've seen clear evidence in the La Liga and in the UEFA Cup that they have good players, but they can't go and win throughout. I mean, win clean through against their opposition. So they would be reinforcements, and with the club stature right now, they have a financial instability. The clubs are for sale. I mean, it's a complete turmoil. So they need reinforcements, and I think it has to happen soon enough for them to be challenging for the top 5 in La Liga.
Absolutely. I want to go to some other standout performers this year. Koke for Atletico and Luka Modric for Madrid. I'm not going to mention the Barca midfield because they're just legends in their own right.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about the fresh boys.
Yeah, the fresh boys. Talking about, I really was impressed by the performance of Koke. I mean, that guy, he paged in like 13 or 15 assists this season. Okay?
That's right, 13.
Yeah, 13 assists this season. And he was the heart of midfield. This guy, Koke and Ada Turan, they made the game. They defended well in the midfield. They fall back, and they were there to support their strikers as well. They were the game changers, I feel. And talking about Costa, you were mentioning him being the best striker and being there enrolled for the Player of the Month. Costa has one thing about Costa. He has got excellent finishing skills.
Yeah.
That guy, he can hold the defenders.
Striker's instinct.
Yeah, he's a complete striker. He can hold the defenders. He's quick. He's fast. He's good with the ball, with the air balls as well, and his finishing is exquisite. And talking about Koke, I feel maximum of his assist has been finished by Diego only.
Well, clubs like Chelsea and all are going to be going for a raid. They are in for Costa apparently. With the likes of Koke and all shining, we don't know. Maybe some other people are going to be going. Let's hope they don't end up selling like they did with Falcao, but they did replace him pretty well. Guys, what do you think about all of this? The comparisons, male? They're all male. Bale and Messi, Ronaldo and Neymar, all of these guys, Modric, Koke. Tweet in at India Post Live using the hashtag India Post Live and let us know what you think about that as well. One more cool fact for you guys. I don't know if you guys know this. 7 was a magic number in La Liga this year. It's just a little fact I wanted to put out. It was the biggest win that both teams... It's actually very interesting. The comparisons between the top 2 teams that were fighting it out on that very last day were similar throughout the season, even with Madrid, but specifically with Barca and Atletico. The biggest wins that they had was Barca was 7-0 over Levante, and Atletico over Getafe for 7-0 as well.
That was the first match with Barcelona.
And then interestingly enough, Real Madrid and Sevilla, which was 7-3, and you can see they just fall short with that 3 goals. So 7 is that magic number right there. 7 seconds is also the fastest goal that was scored this season. It's a little trivia for you guys. Right. Another good player who had a good season was Carlos Vela. Siddharth, did you catch any of his action? You might have seen his exploits as a youngster in Arsenal back in the day. He seems to have come into form with 16 goals and 12 assists from his campaign this time. Did you catch any of his action?
Not really, but I know. There's another player who plays alongside Carlos Vela, is Griezmann, I guess. Arsenal is trying to get him as well. So yeah, they're pretty good. I've seen them both, but I didn't follow them regularly. Though.
Talking about this Vela, this Carlos Vela, this guy has enormous talent. When he was at Arsenal, he was not given that much playing time.
No, he was a young
a
kid.
young guy, yeah. But keeping in mind, Wenger always gives chances to his young lads, okay?
Yes, we know.
Yeah, you know that better, I guess. So, the Vela, that guy has got a lot of potential. And the best part about this guy is that, he has got peace in his head. He's not rushing. He's a striker, but he's not rushing. He's just calm, he's composed. He lets all the defenders do their dances, let them move, and then accordingly he scores. And he's a good finisher as well.
He is.
And that proved here in La Liga. Keeping in mind La Liga does not have that too much of defensive tension that the Premier League had. But yeah, this guy excelled. And
well,
he did.
if he doesn't go to Arsenal, he will still be playing European football one way or the other. If he goes to Arsenal, it'll be Champions League. If he stays, it'll be Europa League. So, Carlos Vela, decide. It's up to you. You want to come over? Champions League? Please do. Manager tactics. Let's move to that. Simeone, obviously, everyone knows, was a rock. He had his one format. He stuck to it. It worked. Ancelotti and Tato Martino. Gibran, do you think Ancelotti could have done anything better, or perhaps his counterpart on Barcelona?
Ancelotti has, I think, similar style of play. If you saw him when he was back at AC Milan, plays more of counter-attacking football, and I think the Madrid side suited his tactics to match. And because Madrid are they're the best counter-attacking side in the world, and Tata Martino, Barcelona's game had been transformed when Pep Guardiola came in, which was basically tiki-taka football, and that is the time that they. I think they played the best football. That was in 2011. After that, I think when Tata Martino came in, that football has declined. And he probably tried to make Barca play more of counter-attacking and attacking football, which didn't really suit their style. And then you can see the results this season. They haven't done that well. So I think Ancelotti has a hand above than Martino.
It's a good point. So Siddharth, I wanted to get back to you again there as the Barca fan. Obviously, your manager has said he's leaving now, and the replacement is perhaps Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique, yeah, that's right.
What's your take on him?
I mean, he played for Barcelona back in the days, actually 2004 and 2005.
Trying to recreate perhaps the Pep attitude, or do you think he's going to go with his own style?
No, he should recreate his own style. I mean, their base is tiki-taka football, but he should create his own style. You cannot do another Pep. That everyone knows, and they know how to. I mean, every team parks the bus with Barcelona against Barcelona. So they need a plan B. They don't have a plan B. I've never seen Barcelona play some other style. They need to change their style in order to play, excel now. Because everyone has understood their style and everyone parks the bus. It's like they have like 70% of possession, but they're not scoring. At the end of the day, scoring is more important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scoring goals is more important.
Absolutely.
So keeping possession. Even so, Barca, I mean, like right now, if Pep Guardiola went to Bayern Munich, you don't need to change their style. You just need to go on. You can't change their style. You have to just make them better from
just
what
modify
they were.
it.
Well, one way of Deepta, I'd like to go to you now. One way of avoiding Barcelona or any attacking team's fury, let's say, is your goalkeepers. And Mr. Thibaut Courtois had a great season. You think Atletico are going to try their hardest to hang on to him? Or are they just going to let him go? How integral is that signing? If they're given the option, how integral would that signing be?
Of Thibaut Courtois?
That's right.
Yeah. Then I'm sure. The word what I last heard from Thibaut Courtois was he would definitely not want to be a second choice goalkeeper if he goes to Chelsea. And he wants to play football at this age. He's at his prime. He's almost at his best. He's done phenomenally well for Atletico. And I think if he stays at Atletico, it's going to be a big boost for them. And because of his caliber to find another goalkeeper of his caliber at his prime, at his best at this young age is not possible right now. And any team who has a goalkeeper of Thibaut Courtois' caliber would definitely not want him to go up and play for some other side. But I don't know if Chelsea can entice him and maybe give Peter Cech a second role, then he might just make a move. Otherwise, I think Atletico should do well and hold him off at Madrid.
Chelsea is gonna.
Yeah, go ahead. Siddharth,
I mean, Chelsea is gonna keep him. They're not gonna let that man go. There's no way he's gonna. I mean, Chelsea is gonna part with that guy.
But
So,
will he handle, like Deepto said, do you think he's going to handle playing second fiddle? Because I know Schwarzer they'll just get rid of, but...
Yeah, but they've already agreed personal terms with him, and they're going to extend his loan for another year at Atletico. So they're not letting him go. They're giving him a pay hike, and they're letting him stay there for another year. And Peter Cech, you cannot replace that guy when he's at his, he's just 33.
Oh, I know, man, another bump to the head and it could go very wrong.
Yeah, just
that's another thing, but they can call him back from loan. You know,
that was a bit dark, actually.
Injury is another thing, but they're not gonna part with Courtois. He's one man. They're gonna stick with him.
So it's hard to find keepers, obviously, which is going to be troubling news for Barcelona because Valde's out and Pinto's really not looking like
Barcelona. I guess, as far as I know, Barcelona has refused on the contract extension of Pinto. So yeah. They will be searching for good goalkeepers. And talking about Courtois, okay, when you have a winning side who's won a league, okay, I'm not talking about a similar particular competition. I'm talking about a league in which 38 matches are there. So, when a team like Atletico Madrid coming out of the odds and winning the league, you do not lose your best players. And he was the heart of their defense, their goalkeepers, So he kept a guard on the goal. And he was spot on. And, there are various matches when you can count and sing his heroics. He saved single-handedly.
That is true. Guys, I think we're running a bit to a close. And on that note of special moments, I'm just going to ask you all what your favorite moment, either moment or goal or anything was of this La Liga campaign so far. We'll start with you, sir.
For me, the last match, it went down to the wire. It was down to the last match. A league never goes down to the last match. We've been seeing leagues for the past 10, 15 years. They never go down to the last match. And now the competition. So the last match, the nail-biting moment for both the teams, it was very interesting. And had it been Madrid, they would have just drew against Celta Vigo. They would have not lost that match. It would have been 3 teams contending for the title at 89 points.
Oh, it's bubbling away, even in hindsight.
Yeah.
Siddharth, over to you. Your favorite moment?
Well, being a Barca fan, it was heartbreaking, but Bale stole it. It was like, I mean, that guy was pushing him off the line, but...
I think the word beast comes to mind.
Yeah, the word beast, there's no other word comes into mind when you see that goal. It was amazing, outstanding, the moment.
Fantastic, I think no one can disagree with you there. Siddharth, pick a moment. Pick a Ronaldo moment, I know you want to. Go, it's the back heel, isn't it?
It's me, I just picked the Bale moment.
No, I was saying Gibran, going for the... Gibran, I know he's going to go Ronaldo. Are you choosing the back heel then? That's the other outstanding one.
I'm sure he's going to go for a Ronaldo moment.
I agree with Siddharth. I think it was Bale's goal, which was, I think it was the best goal throughout the season.
Right.
It stunned a lot of people, yes.
2 votes for that, 2 votes for that. Can't disagree. Deepto, you have to give us something different now. He's just stunned by it. It was an amazing season. He has nothing to say. He's just flabbergasted.
Right. Can you hear me, Aditya?
Yes, I can. Your favorite moment of this season past?
Yes. Right. So I think the favorite moment would be the El Clasico, which Barcelona took away 4-3, and I think that really set the top 3 apart, and it started from there, the title race, and that's where Atletico came ahead from the other 2, and it was a brilliant match, 4-3, and I think that was the best match of the season I've ever seen throughout. To take all the competitions in account, that was the best match. The best play throughout in any competition.
A nail biter and a half.
Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
A nail biter and a half, indeed.
El Clásicos are always nail biting.
El Clásicos are always great.
Well,
but we'll be going. Sorry.
Well, there was another moment when David Villa scored against Barcelona.
Yeah.
The volley and the far post. Amazing goal. And he
it's typical Villa goal. It's typical Villa goal.
Yeah,
And I was like, wow, why did we part with him?
Why did you part with him?
Yeah,
Come on.
And why didn't he come to Arsenal?
And just a fun fact, you know, he left Barcelona and then he again won the league. He won it last season
Good
with
to know.
Barcelona.
When you're on a roll, you're on a roll,
Yeah,
right?
you're on a
That's
roll, you're on a
David
roll.
Villa
Yeah.
for you. Well, guys, fantastic nail-biting season. Great matches in and around all the way through. It's not quite done yet, even though it's not going to be the league. It is going to be the Champions League, where we're going to have somewhat of a grudge match because it's going to be two Madrid clubs fighting for a double each, because one got the League Cup, the other one's got the league itself. Now both are going for the Champions League. Who's going to do that? That we'll find out after that happens. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty to talk about when that happens as well. In the meantime, guys, thanks so much for joining me on Google Hangout and here in the studio, Chinoy. And thank you guys for joining. Please do tweet in and let us know what you think using the hashtag at IndiaPost. Hashtag IndiaPostLive with the Twitter handle at IndiaPostLive. In the meantime, guys, thanks and keep watching some football. And congrats to Arsenal. Come on, boys. Take care.